Hi Sam, thank you for coming today.
No worries.
I just wanted to find out a little bit more about how you found the process of having a suit made for your wedding. Firstly, what made you decide to have a suit made for your wedding as opposed to buying one off the peg?
I guess the sort of main reasoning for me was, look, I'm quite a big guy, 6'3", 18 odd stone. To buy off the peg, off the rail is difficult. Sort of high street designers, brands, etc. Very difficult to find a suit that fits. And with it being a wedding day, not planning on doing that every sort of year. If it was sort of now or never to do that really, and get something that, that I felt obviously quality with, but also just comfortable throughout the day. Look, wedding days can be long, lots going on. So yeah, that was the main sort of reasoning for me.
And what was your idea of design? Did you have a clear idea of what you wanted before you came and started looking, or did you come knowing that you wanted some guidance for what might work for you?
Of course I had a picture in my head, but how to translate that into the end product was obviously difficult. And obviously, look, I'm not from a tailoring sort of, fashion background as such. Wanted to obviously sort out expertise in yourself, and obviously, go through that process, from the choosing of the fabric to design, the little finer details. Those are the things that, again, off the rail, off the peg, doesn't do. And like I say, it's those little finer details that got complimented throughout my wedding day. So they were the bits that mean a lot to me because they're unique to what I chose for my wedding day.
Did you think there would be as much choice? When you came here, did you think there would be as much choice of what you could choose? Did you have any idea of what you might be able to do?
No, to be honest with you. Again, just looking at some of the bits on the table now, I remember we sat here one evening, and to be honest, it blew my mind a little bit. Thinking again to the choice of buttons, stitching, those sorts of things, just that don't occur to you unless you're sort of involved in that. The cut of the cuff. Like I say, those little bits that, like I say, they got complimented on a lot on my wedding day. And they're the sort of things that, again, there's no other suit that I've seen or will ever see again that will have that exact same. So yeah, that's special to me, and that's something that, again, just as special as obviously the wedding was, and obviously will be for the rest of my life, the suit will be linked with that.
Do you feel like you were guided through the process okay? Do you feel like I helped you through the process and explained things to you, or do you go away and do your own research and come with your own idea of what you wanted?
No, I'll be honest with you, Nick, I had full faith in your decision and obviously our decisions together. Like I say, I remember one of the first consultations we did, with everything going on and obviously planning a wedding, for me, like I say, not being involved in the sort of fashion industry as such, I didn't want to have that stress. And obviously you took a lot of that away from me with your ideas coming across. And if I said no, you then go, okay, well, how about this? And that to me just took a massive weight off my shoulders.
One of the things I think people find difficult about coming to a tailor is being measured. And you mentioned that you struggled to find things off the peg.
Yep.
How did you feel actually being measured on the times that we were doing the measuring and we were trying the suit on? How did it feel?
Look, to go through, inside leg measurements and those sorts of things, once you get over that and you just go, okay, look, it's that process that needs to be done to get the end result. It's changed my mind and my perception of suits, and, getting that fit right is massively important for someone who's a big guy like me.
And that's important to know, is that you explained it really well. It's a collaboration between myself and you.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to give you something that you don't want to wear.
Yeah.
And I can't give you something that I don't think will work on you. How did it feel comfort-wise on the day? Were you able to relax with what you were wearing, or did all the details of getting dressed cause you any extra stress? How did it feel to wear on the day?
Absolutely bang on, to be honest with you. The the braces, you know, from the fit of the trousers around the waist. Like I say, being a sort of larger guy, it just felt comfortable, whether that's sitting down, standing up, you know, picking up the kids, you know, dancing, those sorts of things. It just met and exceeded every expectation that I had of the suit.
And one thing I think is really interesting is now you've been through the process.
Yep.
You've had the wedding day. You've worn the suit again.
Yep.
What would you tell yourself a year ago before you had the suit made? If you could give yourself some advice about the process, the cost, what would you say to yourself back then now to encourage yourself to buy the suit?
Trust the process. You know, whether you're new to it or experienced in it, trust the process. You know, credit where credit's due, Nick. You know, you took me through and guided me through that process. You know, cost-wise, of course there is a cost involved, but, you know, look, if you're looking for that special occasion suit, that, again, for me, if I could get something made that I could use multiple times, you know, again, just another tick in the box, and I have done since. You know, I went to a meeting, quite an important meeting sort of work-wise, suit got complimented on. So again, for me, that just solidifies that cost even more and makes it more, you know, value for money.
Great. Well, I think that covers everything. Unless there's anything you think we've missed out that you would like to sort of make a note of, was the length of the process okay? Did it take too long? Was there anything you think could have been done slightly better? You know, in all honesty.
No, in all honesty with you, Nick, you know, the process. You know, I think I came and saw you well over a year before. You know, for that initial consultation, and you told me to, you know, don't worry about it. Look, still got plenty of time. And it's just those sort of reassuring words and obviously, you know, comments that, again, for me, as the countdown begins, you know, you start doing everything else for the wedding. With you, that communication over text, phone, you know, from the samples being sent to my house, it just reassured me that, you know, come rain or shine or sweltering hot day, the suit will be made. So yeah, look, like I say, rest assured, you know, it was a process that we got there. And like I say, with your communication, just put my mind at ease that, like I say, you know, obviously the brides normally focus on obviously wedding dresses, and that's the be all and end all to a degree. You know, for me, I wanted a suit to complement my bride, and I think it did that more so.